Hello sellers, this video is for you. This is Shawn Manderscheid. Today we are talking about the importance of collecting feedback. It's so incredibly important because then we can, and only then, we can gather insight on what exactly the buyer might be hung up on or what they may reject about our home. And for the ultimate goal of either being able to make a change to our home if it's something that's changeable. For example, if they object to, say, the location being back to a railroad track or against a busy street, we can't pick up the home and move it. So that's not what we're aiming to get out of that feedback. But what we're aiming to get is something that's actually curable, such as we recently got on one of our listings where the buyer rejected it because it had a little bit of an odor and the carpet was older, there was a dog in the house before. And the bottom line is our seller, because it was our seller, didn't replace the carpet. And we knew that it could be a little bit of a challenge, but there was only so much we could do. And you could put some kind of plug in or whatever, but then you can still tell you're trying to mask an odor. So at the end of the day, we had to work with what we did. We marketed to the best of our ability, but sometimes you gotta chase that feedback down. And ultimately, you can send a couple notices by email, not get it. And that means a bunch of phone calls, and there's no replacement for that sometimes over a period of days. And what we got from the one showing on our listing, and the activity happened to be low for that week. So we only had that one showing that we could potentially pull that feedback on. And when we did get that feedback, it was in fact an odor, and we could change that. So the most ideal scenario is when you can actually take that prospect who's rejected the house and find out with a little bit more questions to the buyer's agent or to that buyer if that would have otherwise been a perfect house. In this case, it actually was a perfect house. And they never thought to maybe make an offer with new carpet and getting rid of it. So we resolved the problem for them and planted the seed after calling our seller and saying, hey, is it okay if we offer to replace the carpet? And that we can use for our negotiations if they were to pay us close to what we're asking, that sort of thing. Is it okay for me to invite that? And in fact, we did that. So sellers, you can do that. You can go to a buyer who rejected the house and say, hey, if we take care and cure the situation for you and put brand new carpet in, not only are you gonna have brand new carpet and flooring that you didn't have before, but it's in fact gonna take care of that odor. And just to make sure, we'll paint the walls too, because they had mentioned something about dirty walls. So again, the most ideal situation is where you can save a sale from someone who rejected you and is walking away from your house. That's the most ideal. We in fact contracted with that buyer on that house who was just giving us some negative feedback and moving on to look at other houses. So now the next best case is you don't save the sale for that buyer, because in some cases you cannot do that. But in fact, you can go now and replace the carpet or maybe paint the walls, and you have more clarity around the importance of that, because otherwise they may reject your house and not make an offer where you could have had one before because it was a perfect house otherwise. So that is the importance of collecting good feedback, and the reason why you always want to do it. And I don't care how hard you have to work to chase it down, it's absolutely worth it, because ultimately you may be able to save that sale. We'll talk to you more next time. Thanks so much. Have a great day.